Okay, backing it up. What is that? This don't sound right. I bet you his brakes are in bad shape. Let me go forward. I got more work to do. That was definitely front brake pads not there, but it was also kind of binding. You couldn't tell that. So I'm gonna do the wiggle test. I'm gonna wiggle right and left at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. And if that wiggles that way, then that means maybe something's wrong with the tie rod, but I don't think that's what's causing it to bind. So then I go 12 and 6, wiggle. If it wiggles, then most likely is my hub or the wheel bearing. So let's see, 3 and 9. No, not really. Well, what in the world? I'm not getting any play now. Well, definitely needs pads. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see. See this right here? It's grooved. I've seen worse. But this is where the brake pad, or what used to be the brake pad, the metal backing has ground into this. Let me give you a closer look here. See that right there? I've seen a lot worse, but I'll show you the brake pad here shortly, and you'll see why I did that. And the back side is even worse. Now, unfortunately, he needed this thing on the route for work yesterday, so I don't have time to. I'm quite a few miles away from the auto parts. I don't have time to change that out. He doesn't want to change it out. He just wants to get it back on the road. So I'm gonna go ahead. On this 2008 Chrysler Town and Country, to take the brake caliper off, you're gonna need a 15 millimeter socket or a wrench. I like to use a socket. And go ahead back here and take it loose. This takes a 14 millimeter and wrong way. Okay, so twist it off. You might have to take a wrench and put it on this side, but I'm able to hold it and back it out. And you can see it moving right there. There's the sliding pins. And let's go to the bottom one and repeat the same. And then this brake caliper should come off really easy once I back this bolt out. Okay, here is the caliper. It's about to come off, and you just wiggle, slide it off. And it just came off. Let me show you this brake pad, or what's left. Not a whole lot left. It's not much material. This side is, pretty bad, but look at the front. There's almost, I don't even believe, there might be a millimeter of brake material left, but it doesn't matter because it was wearing it down right here. You can even see a little bit of a lip on there. So definitely some new pads. And go ahead and replace the little slot. Go ahead and replace the brake hardware with it. Show you how to do that next. Brand new brake material. See how thick? See how there really isn't anything there? Gonna replace it. Go away, you big fat moth. I've realized that this wheel bearing hub has gone bad, and I went ahead and took this brake caliper off the mounting bracket. It takes two 21 millimeter bolts, and they just come right off. You'll be pulling this off, And then something was binding. Now I got it in neutral. It's not really wiggling so much as it's just like it binds up. So this is going to come out. In order to test this out, take it out, you need a 32 millimeter socket to take this axle nut off. And then I believe there's some 15 millimeter sockets on the back side, and this pulls out. So I'm going to do that right now. Oh, the reason I'm going to take the axle off is I can't get anything on those back here. Oh, maybe I can do a, without taking that off. Maybe I got a wrench. There we go. And I should be able to push it back just far enough. Maybe I can get a bite on that now. 15. Oh yeah. There's a 15. Still can't. Okay, I'm going to take these off. These two hose the strut to the steering knuckle. I believe these are 21s. No, not 19. 21. Yep. Gotta get a bigger socket. You use a vice grip on this side. Hold the nut in place. Take the bolt out. Come out of there. Never easy. Sometimes it's going to fight you every step of the way. All right. Put this off. I'm out of there. I'm out of there. Oh, Moses, is this thing locked up that bad? Yes, it is. Out. Come out. All right. It is absolutely locked up. Oh, you're still there. Let me show you what I got going on here. Okay. Stop shaking. This bearing is absolutely seized. I could barely turn it, and it is crunchy. Okay, these 4 bolts are 15s, I believe. Now, what is that? Yep, they're 15s. Nice and snug. Back those out. This will come off. Take every one of these bolts out, which would be 4 of them. Okay, one more. And then the last thing before you remove it, you have this wire on this side that connects to this. Now, let's see if I can get it out. Oh, let me show you what I got over here. Okay, follow this wire, unhook it. This is your anti-lock brake wire. Don't bust your fingers while you pull these out. Come on. Okay, and it connects to this wire over here. You just have to unclip it and pull it out. Once you remove the 4 bolts from here, this is going to hopefully start to wiggle out. If it doesn't, you're going to have to take a hammer and just start knocking it loose. Now there is your anti-lock brake wire that's attached, is kind of wedged into these little slots here. And if you look right here, you notice that this little rubber ring slides up in there. Now that can be a booger to get out, so just be careful, keep prying, pushing on it, and it'll pop out. And follow the wire back. There's this connection here. Now this one's all kind of boogered up, but there'll be a red sliding tab that will come out, and I did something with it. But anyway, slide the red tab out and then squeeze. Now this has had years to sit in here, and so you have to pull, and it'll finally come out. So this, you'll go ahead and just pull this back. And now we're going to pull the hub out. And you notice there's that wire. So you would just pull it out. Now, since this one's trash anyway, you can go ahead and just cut it. But the new one will have to be routed through there. You may have to take this dust plate off. And that's exactly what I'm going to have to do. So let me get this back where you can see it. And there's 3 bolts, 1, 2, and 3. These are all 10mm bolts. You pull these off, the dust plate will come off, and you'll be able to finish removing this. Actually, without even taking that last one off, just go ahead and pull it out. And again, look at this. It can't even move. It is so messed up. That was making all that racket. That's why it was binding whenever I would try to go forward. Just completely shot. Now here's the new one. Look how shiny. And look, it moves so smoothly, really as smooth as can be. So now this would just go up in there. So I would suggest cleaning this off and then sliding it up there and bolting it in. This kind I wish all vehicles had, because it just bolts on. A lot of vehicles like my Scion Toyota, it's gonna be pressed on, and that takes a whole new level of work. So I like it when they bolt on. So let me go ahead and clean this up, and I'll slide that on there. Time to put the new one in. Now remember, I got this loose. Go ahead and route it back in there. And then this just slides up in here. And then take your 4 bolts, put them in, and run them all the way back down. It's just as easy as can be. It goes back together a whole lot easier than it came off, because you're not dealing with years of grime. You've already busted that off. Not dealing with rust. It's all taken care of. So I'm going to put all of these back on, and then I'll put the axle back in and button this thing up. Well, get up in there. Okay, then run this all the way back through. Well, before we do that, let's go ahead and get the axle back in. Make sure that's facing the correct way. Get this back in. And then line it up with the strut. Well, line up. There it goes. And don't forget to put your 10mm bolts you took off of this dust shield. I put the dust cover bolts back on. I put the strut to steering knuckle bolts back on and torqued them down. Now I'm going to run this axle nut all the way. And I just keep going until it won't go anymore. And that's going to be plenty good right there. Now we just start doing the brake work. Oh, by the way, before I forget, here's our ABS sensor. You find these little grooves, these little brackets. You'll see these brackets all along the way. You just take your wire and slide it on there. It just holds it in place. There's a couple more over here. Now this one already has the bracket. There's nothing wrong with this bracket over here. Well, I'll go ahead and take a 10, zip that off, put this one back on, and then I'll just keep running it till I get to the electrical connector, which is back there. Okay, everything's put back together here. So now to do the brake job. Again, I'm not gonna, even though this needs to be turned and replaced, he needs this. Everything's closed now, so got to put it together. So these clips, you'll just get them up here when they want to go in. That one's being ornery because I can't see what I'm doing. But there, it went in. And then we'll go ahead and put the brakes on. So this will go on this side, on the back side. The one without the, they do that. They fly off and it's so aggravating. So I'm gonna wait to put that one on when I go to put this on. But what I was trying to say was, normally the low wear indicator, that makes that noise whenever you hit your brakes, it's letting you know a lot of the pad is worn off. That goes on the inside, and then the one without the wear indicator will be on the outside. All right, I got my new brake pads in. I'm gonna use an old one, put it right here. And with the C-clamp, or if you got a brake tool, I have one, but I'm going to show you with a C-clamp because many of you won't have a brake tool. So we just want to get it up in there. And just, I know it's a little off-centered, but we're just going to push this back. You feel that piston going back in there. And you just twist it till it goes all the way back. Almost there. There, all the way back. That thing was all the way out. Now you take your caliper and you push these sliding pins in. They're gonna sit right on there. So you get this on here, anchor one down on the sliding pin, and then one here as well. But you know what? I forgot something. I like to use these anti-squeal lubes. It's kind of like a glue. It just kind of helps it stick to the caliper, and just keeps the squeals down if I have enough. There, and all you do is just, you know, spread it on here where the piston makes contact with it. Now it doesn't make contact on this side, but put it on both sides. Ooh, that's a little too much. But just put it on each side and just liberally put it all over it. All right, now that I got it all over my hands, it's time to put the caliper back on. Like I said, anchor it on there, like push it back. You see, push it back, slide over and push back. And then take your 2 bolts, get them started, and kind of wiggle it around as you go in there. You don't want to cross thread these. It's in there, started in there. Same thing with the bottom. Kind of wiggle this as you get it on there. And you notice it goes in pretty easily. Okay, I'm going to torque these down. These are 15s, right? Yep, nope. Well, it must be 14. What did I do with it? Here it is. And that one's going to twist. So this is where it's good to have another wrench to put right there as you twist. All right, so an 08 Chrysler Town and Country or an 08 Dodge Grand Caravan, the front wheel bearing, not that bad of a job. Worst part was breaking it apart. After that, it goes on real easy, and you got to see some brakes being done. So my man mechanic, you can do it too. See you at the mount locks.